So this is now her 5th year that she's leading our training. We're so excited to welcome her back. And I know the TIs in the back that know her. We're excited to start our day. A little fan club back there. I'm sure
And
you'll
in the
become a
front.
fan too over the semester. So let's go ahead and give her a warm welcome.
Oh yes, please. So I'm going to preface this saying I'm pretty bad. I'm great with faces. I'm not great with names. So I will need to have your name tags so that I don't mess up your names every single time. So like Frankie said, I'm Heather Saunders Harbaugh. I work in the Office of Advising and Evaluations. You'll also hear me referred to as Heather Test. That is because a lot of the documents that you are using, will be using throughout these training sessions with me, has my test student, which is named Heather Test. So you can refer to me as either. So just a little quick background about me. This is my 5th year of doing this training. It'll actually be my 5th year with SDSU in June. But I've been in higher ed for 14 years now. SDSU is my 4th institution I've worked for. So that includes National University, University of Massachusetts, Southern Oregon University, and now SDSU. About 6 years of the 14 years I was in admissions, and then for the rest of that I've been in advising. So at the end of the next few slides, we're going to talk about the outline of training. We're going to talk about some goals and expectations and some things that we're going to be expecting to come our way. And then hopefully we'll have time to go around and do a quick introduction of each of you. If not, we'll do that next week. So I give you some documents. The first one you have is your PowerPoint presentation. So it should be 3 slides to a page with a notes section. So if all of you want to be looking at that. So this is an example of every week you're going to get a PowerPoint presentation that's going to look just like that. So the first slide is the outline, which you guys will have as a separate handout. I also handed that out every week. Does everyone have one? So that just reviews every single week and says what we're going to be focusing on that week. There's a couple of times that we're not doing a training session, so I outlined that. And then at the top is my contact information. So if you have any questions for me that you want to address outside of training, feel free to contact me. If you have questions about your personal academic record, as we start to talk about these things, it's probably going to bring up questions, and that's normal. But this training is specifically for you guys to utilize at training, at orientations with the students. So if something comes up with your own academic record, feel free to reach out to me outside of training, and I can help you. It talks about our training materials we'll be using, and then talks a little bit about the grading system, but we'll talk further about that in just a second. Okay, so let's talk about the goals. So after this training, the goals are that you will know SDSU's graduation and general education requirements, you'll know our university policies and deadlines, you'll know the campus resources and advising tools that are available to assist the students. So I get really excited about this training every year because by the time you get to orientation, you play such a vital role at orientation, each one of you. And there's a lot of information that you need to learn in order to help these students understand their graduation requirements, understand their advising tools, and understand how to schedule their classes. So during this training, we're going to be referring to the 2018-19 catalog. Each of you should have that. Every week I'll need you to bring that catalog, because we're going to be referring to it and using it for a good part of this training. A lot of times what we're going to be doing during each session is kind of going to be mimicking our graduation requirements presentation. So instead of just working on a PowerPoint, we're going to have a document reader set up. I'm going to be in the catalog with you going through each requirement, so you're going to be going page by page. You'll have the PowerPoint next to you for notes. So we're going to be covering the main tools that students have available to them. This includes the catalog, the degree evaluation, the MAP, which is Major Academic Plan, and their personal information sheet. Only freshmen will have a personal information sheet, transfers will not. And also the map is gonna prove to be more useful to freshmen, less useful to transfers. This is all gonna make a lot more sense in the coming weeks. So the purpose of this training is for you to be able to assist new students at orientation and be peer advisors.